who would win in the epic battle between Odin and Superman. Odin, the Allfather of Norse mythology, rules Asgard and wields immense power. He is the god associated with wisdom, war, and death. Odin possesses immense magical abilities, including shape-shifting, telepathy, and control over elements. He harnesses the Odinforce, which amplifies his power significantly, allowing him to perform feats such as resurrecting the dead or creating and destroying worlds. As a warrior god, Odin is an experienced fighter and strategist. Superman, also known as Clark Kent or Kal-El, is an alien from the planet Krypton and one of the most iconic superheroes in comic history. He possesses superhuman strength, speed, flight, heat vision, X-ray vision, and invulnerability, with his powers amplified under a yellow sun. However, he is vulnerable to kryptonite and magic. Superman is a seasoned warrior trained in various forms of combat and has experience battling powerful foes. But before we dive into the analysis, please hit the subscribe button. Remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you. Odin, the Allfather of Asgard, is not only a god but also one of the most powerful entities in the Marvel Universe. With unmatched power, deep wisdom, and extraordinary magical abilities, he is an authoritative and formidable force. When facing Superman, the battle is bound to be both dramatic and epic. Odin's magical powers, his ability to control cosmic forces, and manipulate reality would pose a great challenge for the Man of Steel. Superman, with his superhuman speed, limitless strength, and array of extraordinary abilities, would make the confrontation dynamic and intense. However, Odin's superior power combined with his vast experience in divine nature could tip the scales in his favor. This would certainly be a monumental showdown between two colossal forces. Superman is considered one of the strongest beings in existence and arguably the most powerful entity in the entire DC universe. He once lifted the entire Earth for 5 consecutive days without tiring. When Superman unleashes his full power, it can destroy the entire Phantom Zone. His heat vision can distort reality itself, a rare and extraordinary ability. According to clear evidence and recorded legends, Superman battling opponents on Odin's level is entirely plausible. On one occasion, after receiving power from multiple sunsets, Clark Kent delivered a blow strong enough to affect the World Forger, a being from the 6th dimension superior even to entities from the 5th dimension like Mr. Amplifies. This punch also caused significant damage to the dimension itself. The World Forger is clearly on the same power level as Odin, and Superman's ability to face and impact the Forger shows that he has the strength to similarly affect the ruler of Asgard. Just turning the head of such a powerful foe, let alone causing visual damage, requires an enormous, almost immeasurable amount of power. Superman has impressively demonstrated that he possesses the ability to reach such extraordinary levels of strength. For the skeptics, dismissing it as merely creating a continent-sized hole or something similar overlooks the fact that Superman has won even when attacked with Kryptonite or faced the light of a red sun. Even using Kryptonite, the green relic from his home planet Krypton, doesn't guarantee that you can bring Superman down. With incredible strength, endurance, and remarkable resilience, red sun radiation, although it prevents Superman from absorbing energy from the yellow sun, Kal-El typically stores a large amount of power in his body. So being cut off from yellow sunlight doesn't always immediately strip him of his abilities. This has been demonstrated on several occasions, such as when he survived unscathed after an explosion caused by a red sun-eater 50 times the size of the Kepler supernova, just after being attacked by prolonged bursts of direct radiation from the red sun the sun-eater created. Even after enduring the direct impact of these red sun radiation blasts, he was still able to fly and escape the radiation cloud that appeared after the explosion. Notably, Superman remained standing even when faced with an explosion and shockwave from a supernova 50 times larger than the Kepler supernova, after being continuously bombarded by direct red sun radiation by the Sun-Eater. Or for example, when he essentially lifted the weight of Earth for 5 days without exposure to sunlight to recharge his energy, this incredible feat of strength, endurance, and near superhuman resilience is just one among many unmatched accomplishments. Or when, after escaping, a black hole flew from another planet to our solar system for 60 continuous days without replenishing solar energy. When Superman activated the engine to move Krypton while his solar reserves were running low due to the red sun's influence, Krypton at this point was larger than Jupiter and had massive gravitational force. This event took place in the storyline Krypton returns even when trapped under the red sun's light for many days. Superman's power didn't immediately vanish. In fact, after an extended period, he still retained much of his strength. He used his heat vision to recharge the engine, preventing an exact replica of Krypton from falling into its central star. At that time, Krypton was described as having a mass approximately 16 times that of Earth, posing an extremely significant challenge for Superman. Superman had used up all of his stored energy since he had no sun to recharge from the period before the Kryptonians' power was completely depleted lasted at least several weeks. Or, as in the finale of the Infinite Crisis, the miniseries, Superman flew through an entire red sun and then landed on a planet covered in kryptonite to face his enemy, continuing to fight. This demonstrates that being cut off from a yellow sun doesn't immediately weaken Clark Kent. Before Kal-El's power is fully drained, he won't just stand still but will use his superior combat speed, reflexes, and movement, things that even Odin, an Asgardian god, could not match. Thus, it becomes clear that separating Superman from yellow sun radiation, even under the effects of red sun radiation or flying through an entire red sun, doesn't easily lead to an instant victory over the Kryptonian. Superman's latent power and his fighting abilities make every battle against him a difficult challenge. Every time Kent defeated Billy Batson's version of Captain Marvel, it was like the following incident between the Man of Steel and the world's mightiest mortal. In another incident, the Man of Tomorrow used his excellent combat speed reactions movement to deal not only with Billy Batson's Captain Marvel magic and all, but also Supergirl as the Batman who laughs, the villain controlling Kara and Billy notes. Kent was revealing his true potential when he wasn't holding back. As seen, Superman and Batman pretended to be defeated to trick Billy Batson, Captain Marvel, and Hawkman, catching them off guard. Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne quickly defeated them for real, then disguised themselves as their fallen opponents. As a result, the Man of Steel and the Dark Knight were able to team up to destroy Lex Luthor. No one says Superman is invincible, but the truth is, just like legendary athletes Michael Jordan, Serena Williams, Muhammad Ali, or Tom Brady, and even like the US, Armed Forces Superman wins more often than he loses. Therefore, the likelihood of Superman winning any given confrontation is higher than the chance of him being defeated. Please subscribe to the channel as it helps us a lot, and you'll get to watch amazing videos every day. You are the best. Thank you so much. Indeed, back in the 90s, this proposed battle with Odin would take place now ... when the Kryptonian has proven himself to be much more formidable than back then. The truth is, the Man of Steel is not specifically weaker. Ints magic than anyone who isn't abstract or omnipotent, in fact, no more so than Captain America, Batman, Aunt May, or Perry White. In reality, Kal's strength has allowed him to resist incredibly powerful magical attacks that could seriously harm or even destroy many other characters. This is the standard version of Superman who can endure all kinds of powerful magic, as demonstrated in previous crossover events. If a solar-enhanced Superman faces Odin, his ability to resist and overcome attacks from the Asgardian god is even greater. Fortunately, the character version we're discussing isn't the full measure of his true power. No one from Thor, Hulk, Superman, Silver Surfer, Captain Atom, Sentry, Phantom Stranger, not even cosmic entities like Galactus, the Molecule Man, or the Spectre has a perfect record of wins and losses. No character only showcases their failures while overlooking their greatest victories. In that dramatic showdown, by combining his near unbelievable superhuman speed, Kent was fast enough to both save many innocent people and engage in fierce battle with Darkseid without Darkseid even realizing it, along with planet-destroying offensive power. The Man of Steel brutally defeated the Tyrant, causing Darkseid to bleed until he was unconscious. On another occasion, Kent faced not only Darkseid but also opponents as powerful as Thanos. Odin is just one of the many terrifying achievements Superman has accomplished on a galactic level. Like Golden Age and Prime Superman, his battles have unintentionally disrupted the entire multiverse through godlike feats, such as striking God Brainiac so hard that versions of Brainiac across the multiverse could feel it. Superman battled against the amplification of not just one god like Odin, but many elder gods' disciples, who participated in manipulating matter to revert life forms on a planetary scale to their prehistoric versions, transforming all the key members of the JLA, including Wally West Flash, Kyle Rayner Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, the Martian Manhunter, Zor-El the Angel, see into strange forms except Superman, who reduced his power and then destroyed his energy staff. If Superman can resist material manipulation transformation from the molecular to subatomic level, in some cases even from magic sources coming from all-powerful beings and forces, then Odin fights in a way that Superman is not prepared to perceive. How would Superman defend against a mental attack on his consciousness on a spiritual plane? Odin is a deadly enough threat that he could sense and match Superman's vibrational frequency, then counter-vibrate Superman until he vanishes, similar to how Kal dealt with Darkseid in Final Crisis form, an extremely amplified version of the Lord of Apocalypse, who at that time was strong enough to destroy the multiverse. Odin is one of the most powerful magic users in the Omniverse and can emit energy beams capable of destroying worlds, drawing even Galactus' attention. He can also traverse dimensions with just a thought. Since Superman draws his power from the sun, when facing him, all Odin needs to do is transport the conflict to Niflheim, the realm of eternal darkness where there is no sun, and as the battle continues, Superman would run out of energy and ultimately lose. When Superman faced Thor, he barely managed to defeat the God of Thunder. However, when Thor has faced his father Odin, he has been easily and at times embarrassingly defeated. Not only has Odin clashed directly with Galactus and lived to tell the tale, but he has also fought Surtur, the giant fire demon of Muspelheim, right at the gates of Asgard, losing only one eye in that fierce confrontation. Could Superman achieve similar feats? Odin stands at a level far beyond Thanos when it comes to cosmic threats, and there is no chance that an ordinary Superman could win against the supreme god of Asgard. This shows that Odin's power far exceeds anything the Man of Steel could overcome. Superman is simply beneath Odin's notice. Even if Superman were to dive into the sun for 15,000 years, he would still lose. Superman Prime, who not only spent 15,000 years in the sun, but also traveled the universe for 68,900 years, represents a vast difference between being a Superman from space and being a god. If Superman dared to challenge Odin, I imagine the Norse god would rise from his throne just to laugh at the alien's audacity and then stab him with his spear. Superman's body would be displayed at the entrance to Odin's eternal kingdom as a clear warning to anyone who dared to believe they were greater than a god, just as Superman did. What do you think? We'd love to hear your opinions. Thank you for watching. That's today's video, and I'll stop it here. Thank you very much.